host Chivas for the second leg in the 2025 Champions Cup round of 16. Welcome to the broadcast, everyone. Ryan Davis with the main man, Ramses Sandoval, on the call. Well, last Wednesday, a cagey affair in Guadalajara. Chivas came away with a 1-0 victory through an own goal scored by América defender Sebastian Cáceres. They played each other again this weekend in Liga MX. Came away with a 0-0 draw in Akron Stadium. American has been kept in shackles for over 180 minutes. Ramses, looking at this America team tonight, what can they do at home to break those shackles and get a win?
Pleasure to work with you, first of all, Ryan. A true pleasure to do that. Everybody listening at home, thank you so much for being with us. This is El Super Clásico, but this is obviously a series that has been interesting this time around. You got a game last week where América was the much better team in Guadalajara at Estadio Akron. An own goal, unfortunately for América, essentially sealed that victory for them coming into this second leg. El Clásico in league play during weekend play was heavily criticized by some media in Mexico because of the team that was essentially lined up by Jardine to play that matchup. But América can do that. They're sitting high and fine on the table in the Mexican tournament for the moment, and they knew that this game would be important, particularly, Ryan, because they are down 1-0. They'll know this is a tough game. You mentioned it. They're out of Estadio Azteca. That's important as well. Azteca Stadium still going through some revamps for the World Cup, less than 18 months away. Ciudad de los Deportes has been their home, 30,000 plus, and it looks like we're going to get a very good sellout crowd today as well for that.
Well, we just talked about what they have to do tonight, and just looking at this America team, you talk about that big squad. We talked about this off the air before this big squad that they have. They rotated everyone except 2 players over the weekend on Saturday. Now they bring back that squad from last Wednesday. Does all of that rotation throw off the rhythm, or does fresh legs prevail in this 90-minute affair?
I think the second one that you mentioned, the second one, essentially the fresh legs prevailing being important. These are 2 very good clubs as well. You look at Javier Aguirre's roster named for the Nations League semifinals and championship game. Listen, out of that roster, 6 players are in tonight's game, 3 per team. You look at obviously what Chivas can offer and those players on that side of the ball, and you have Roberto Alvarado, you have guys obviously that are important like El Tala Rangel.
And the visitors will have the first touch of the ball. And it's Chivas in white, America in their traditional yellow. Probing, America. Zende has his cross, a little flick. Nodded down on the shot. Deflection, and referee Lopez points to the corner flag. And the first, Martin back to Alvarez, and the first real touch for Raúl Rangel.
Possibly that managers will take their chance on that.
Little touch, slip through. Brian Rodriguez. America draw first blood. Brian Rodriguez in space. And he capitalizes. Club America 1, Guadalajara 0. And Mexico City are on their feet.
This is an absolutely brilliant goal, and it comes 5 minutes in. Bad news for Chivas of Guadalajara. Malas noticias for El Rebaño here. You look at the way that América is. We talked about this. Does Jardine have a form of playing, a style of play? Is it going to affect chemistry that he did not play 80-85% of his starters on the weekend against the same team? Not at all. The finish is brilliant. The build-up is fantastic. Capitalize on his 1-0 lead in the first leg.
And here they come, Chivas, finally getting into the attacking third. To the byline. Do they win the corner? Alvarado, and you can see what it means. He comes across to the assistant referee. Alvarez coming around. Clips inside, and again the big number 21 Castillo to the rescue.
Such a dangerous service put into the heart of the 6, where you sort of, and we're going to see it here, is Stala going to come for it or not? Holds back. He's got 2 center backs in front of him. He'll trust.
Getting ready for a corner kick. Floats this one, flicked on. And Chivas squabbles it clear. Zendejas pressure is relentless. Referee 1, not 2, but 3 consecutive Liga MX titles now on the stretch. But he's looking for that evasive Champions Cup trophy to go along in his cabinet. Last time Guadalajara, Chivas won the Champions Cup was in 2018. As for the Club América, 2021 was the last time they lifted the trophy. A yellow card going to the right back, Juan Mozo. And that spells trouble because Brian Rodriguez is in that vicinity.
And guess who was booked in under
last Wednesday? And here they come again. Valdez, the Chileno. Zendejas! Superb block from the far side. It was Tapias. Actually, it's the youngster, 20 years old, Alvarado, 22, Cambreros, 18. Rodriguez's third corner, and into the arms of Rangel.
And listen, competition is going to be there.
Brian Rodriguez in space, into the box. Castillo is there. Here comes Alvarez, arriving late. Physicality, referee Lopez waves it off. And maybe a bit of an opening here. He shot! And coming to the rescue is none other than the centre-back himself, Reyes.
We're going to look at this one.
Alvarado whips it in at the last post. Still bubbling out and border clears. First set piece for América, for Chivas, and it looked promising. Did not touch an América player on the way through. Referee Lopez looks at his assistant referee.
It's Steve looking to get there. Sepúlveda, and he almost did over Cáceres. It's cleared away by Borja. And Chivas and Guadalajara asking perhaps for a handball as well. I don't believe it touches Eric Sanchez.
In Liga MX against the other team that has the same. Mozo crossing, headed out by Cáceres. Helped on by Valdez. Martin lays it off. And a little bit of room now for Zendejas. Overlapping Rodriguez, trying to just slip it back in. Zendejas again. Coming all the way across from right midfield to the left side. And gets past the first tackle. And Gutierrez suffering without the ball. Valdez. Zendejas. Probing. Zendejas coming off of Henry Martin's head. And the follow-up out of nowhere. Coming from the right back, Alvarez.
Yeah, you look at that first play, and Henry Martin sort of this Mexico national team level.
Cambreros looking for Mozo. Goal kick América. And what a privilege to have a nickname named after greatness like you met up. Alvarado wants to help out. And Alvarez's shots not too far off.
You'll see him try this over and over again. He has that ability, he has that capability.
Martin was looked off. Out wide is Rodriguez. Brian Rodriguez, the back heel from Valdez. Cleared away. Cáceres. Romo. Breaking lines, little clip by Cambreros. Romo shot! Well, he can do it all. He's often linking up with the forwards. This time, just lagging behind Ramses, and just the right man for Chivas.
But again, Ryan.
Switching sides. Rodriguez, immaculate first touch. Looking for Martin. Looking for Zendejas. Rangel! And the finish! It's Valdez! América take a 2-1 lead in aggregate, 2-0 at home, and Jose Rangel may have made his first mistake in 4 matches.
And we're going to have to look at that play involving Alvarado again, because the captain of this team and the Chivas players right away go after Walter Lopez as this develops. Clearly after that play, I'm not saying there was contact. This is absolutely first class from Brian Rodriguez. So is this. He's so crafty. And you talk about El Tala Rangel. You get the feeling that if you're going to do that, if you're going to anticipate, if you're going to come off the 6 that way, you got to hold on to the ball. It's so dangerous to leave it bouncing in that area.
And Gonzalez. Is this going to be the yellow card? Referee has decided to blow off a half-time. And America has taken the game by the scruff. 2 goals to the good in the first 45 minutes. They cancelled the 1-goal deficit in the first 6 minutes. And the Chileno Valdez puts them in the lead in the 45th. And
Just chat with your team in the locker room and you're letting them know 1 goal. 1 goal is what we need.
Well, Coach Espinosa has confidence in this young man, only 19 years of age, but he has 13 matches under his belt in 2025. Well, here comes America. Rodriguez goes down, and the referee has given a yellow card to Mosso, and it may be his second.
Yes, he's going to be sent off. And this is exactly what we said in the first half, Ryan. And overall in this series, this is his 3rd booking. He was booked 2 minutes in game 1 in Guadalajara. The referee here won't think twice about it. It's 30 seconds into the second half, and yeah, this
tough call, you think? Nowhere to go?
I think it's a tough call because you're sending him off. It's
ball played through. Romo's shot, and it's not too far off. Encouraging signs for Chivas behind their midfield maestro Romo.
Away from the next round.
Gonzalez to Padilla. Overlapping is Sanchez. Hooks it back in and into the arms of Malagon.
Chivas certainly at all costs looking to avoid the 3rd goal.
Valdez's shot. You can tiki-taka all you want, but you can't allow him that room, Ramses.
Especially Diego Valdez. That is one of his main capabilities, one of his main attributes. And
is it the race from centre back? Clips it inside at the back post, and it's 3. They stood and they stayed, and Zendejas may have closed the book on Chivas. Brian Rodriguez pulling the strings, and he finds his co-worker on the far side, the American Zendejas, coming through the back door.
Great finish from the U.S. international, but this is an unbelievable ball from guess who? Brian Rodriguez. What a
two-player wall. Diego Alvarez is scanning and probing to do more damage. Valdez. Out comes Rangel, and it's the first time he's had a sure hand on the ball for a while. And of course, América will go on in the quarterfinals.
That'll be it. He's going to be booked. And that's a signal. Foul and foul and foul again. We got to go back to the stat, but this could be the 6th or 7th foul on Gonzalez.
He almost has to tell the referee, thank you. I mean, thank you for letting me off with this long. He's had so many on the... Look at this. I mean, he's just taken...
Clásico. This is what you get from these matches. And again, the fans will be happy.
Fidalgo. Aguirre! Deflection off of Sepulveda. So Aguirre, you don't have to ask him twice to let it fly. Aguirre, 5 appearances in 2025 in the Clausura. Slipped inside beautifully. Looking for options. Top of the box, Brian Rodriguez! Saved by Rangel! Shows a keeper in form. Somehow gets a strong right hand to it and keeps his score at a 3-1 aggregate. Here they come again. Cervantes. He shot! Is it Fidalgo? It's Fidalgo showing up, not Cervantes, from deep. We talked about how dynamic he was, and he's come forward and gotten his goal. and maybe the last page in this El Clasico in 2025.
That's all that he needed. We talked about him missing in action. He's such a smart player because he's essentially just going to pick his pocket. A ton of space. The dribble is sensational. Goes to the post. Beats Rangel, who had just made an unbelievable save. He can't do anything here. It's essentially a penalty kick take.
It's the finish, Ramses.
Very close to the...
Chicharito goes to the keeper's side. And in the end, a lot of noise, but no impact.
You ever saw Javier Hernandez take...
The carnival began in the second half. Little one touch, Aguirre across the face of the goal. Rodriguez! And offside, the call. Played through. Here's Sanchez, rides the first tackle. Rodriguez!
And so, yes, you heard right. We could get Lionel Messi against Sergio Ramos in semifinals.
Lionel Messi is probably saying, what do I have to do to shake this?
And you won't have to go far away, both of those legs.
Rodriguez inside, and his shot coming in. And I believe it was Juarez coming all the way up from left centre back.
Both of those matches will be played in the stadium. América Cruz Azul next.
And that's the final whistle from referee Lopez. Club America and Coach Jardine have put on a show in front of their fans. 2 goals in the first, 2 goals in the second. Brian Rodriguez, the player of the match, the star of the match. And Club America advance to the quarterfinals at the expense of Chivas Guadalajara.